and PIA, the title sponsor of this tournament. Thanks for them for supporting this tournament. Sunsfan here with Purge and Pimp on production/obs. The one here that comes to mind here, Purge.
Shadow Demon, right?
No.
Right?
Well,
Meepo?
I was gonna say Omni, but
Venonite? Or Venonite?
so I couldn't think of the
Venomancer.
hero when we were doing pregame, but we talked about Warlock being completely amazing in Captain's Draft as a core, especially. I would put Omni Knight in that
Completely
same
amazing?
category.
I don't know if I'd say completely amazing. He's definitely very good. His ability
He's
to team
better
fight
in
is
Captain's
strong.
Draft than CM
Better in Captain's Draft. Why?
because you can't completely counter him.
Well, with like OD or something?
OD, even like Ursa, anything that can take out the golems. Like
Ursa
kind of like
doesn't
similar if you
oh,
pick
Ursa
Lifestealer
doesn't.
last pick, right? And you want to do the ancient thing,
Okay.
and you know the other lineup doesn't have ancient killing heroes.
But Warlock isn't not played because people counter the golems, though.
Well, and I'm just saying that's one of the reasons. But yeah,
One of the small reasons. I think.
small reason. I don't know
Yeah,
if it's
I think
small.
Warlock's problems are different than that. He doesn't have a reliable disable. He can't defend himself very well. Once an enemy core that's good at solo killing gets strong, he has to purchase items to deal with that. So if he's ever behind, he's kind of rough. He can't farm very well.
Well, I mean Warlock's not in this game, so we. What
But
about Omni?
I'm just trying to tell you why you're wrong.
Okay.
I really
What
love
about
doing
Am I
it.
wrong about Omni?
Omni has a disgusting win rate, and that's because that hero is
Well, Warlock has a
bullshit.
disgusting win rate too. in
You're
Captain's
right.
Draft.
You're right. I think the heroes that have the highest win rates are ones that are just really good at team fights, and that's why Warlock's so good. In pubs at least. Omni Knight is kind of good for similar reasons because playing against Repel and Guardian Angel, it's just so different. And in a lot of cases, those skills just synergize so well. So Omni's very good at team fighting. The only thing he's a bit weak at is he's really bad at level 1, in my opinion. Unless you're harassing. If you're talking about try versus try, he's really poor, I think. But
You know who we didn't talk
mid
about?
game he's strong.
Is Ricky. And EG's
he's-
played
I
it
didn't
twice.
see him there.
I know, he's invisible. You can't see
He
him.
could very likely get picked here. I think it's very possible.
I would expect EG to pick him, in
Yeah,
fact.
I would say at least 40% that Ricky's in this game.
40. Wow, that's quite exact percentage you got there. How does, I guess you probably don't know the answer to this, but it's probably the case. How does Ricky match up against Meepo? Does it ult work? I think it does, right?
I think it does because most other things that hit all heroes do work against Meepo.
Yeah. Oh, first pick Shadow Demon. All right.
Evil
Empire
Genius.
was super happy with that
Turn to
pick,
pick.
and they're going to go with it again.
Now keep in mind that the ping for this game is going to be in EG's favor.
Yep.
Because they won the coin flip, the way that we do it is the team that wins the coin flip gets their
Team
server
Empire's
the
turn to
first
pick.
game and the third game. So hypothetically, if you just win a 2-0, then you don't have to worry about that. But I mean, it's not entirely fair by all means, but there's been a lot of games with some teams, Suns fans team, that lost a lot of coin flips and was forced to play 2-0s where they
Yeah.
lost and didn't even get a chance to
I
win the
wouldn't
best
say
server
that's
twice.
the only reason they lost, but yeah, that definitely contributes. I mean, this is when you do an online only tournament, you're gonna have there's no way you can make it 100% fair. It's just the way it is.
Yes.
So teams know what they're getting into beforehand.
Yep.
Gonna be a Night
And-
Stalker Lena, by the way. So Sumail Lena, I assume. No ping issues.
Possibly. I think SD is pretty good versus Lena, though, because it completely counters the Eul's combo. You can easily, like, Lena has to cast 3 spells, which usually takes at least about a second, so Shadow Demon can easily cast Disruption during that, unless Shadow Demon does get silenced. So, Shadow Demon Bristleback, I'm pretty into that. You can keep Bristle alive, stop some stuns, buy some time for him. Yeah, I like the SD pick. I think it's a good way to open. I think Empire's finding it a very strong support hero. It really does cover so many things.
I would like to see a Lesh for Empire. They're gonna go with the Marana. So Disruption into
Evil
Arrow, it's not
geniuses
the
turn
easiest
to
combo,
pick.
but it's still
Very
decently
strong.
consistent and very strong, like you said.
Yeah.
Is
And
that going to be the actual lane, or is it going to be similar to what we saw before, where Marana just roams around and occasionally comes to that lane?
probably double support. I think that's very likely. Yeah. They don't necessarily. That's the only problem with this combo is that it works better in my opinion if you put the Marana on a roamer and the core has a setup like OD for example, because now if both supports are missing, it's kind of obvious. You're like, okay, they're gonna go disrupt arrow somebody, and that's kind of hard to deal with.
Ooh.
They picked Ursa again.
Team Empire's turn to
Arteezy's
pick.
like,
I think it's okay.
pick it for me again, please.
I mean, having an eggs this game I think is okay because if he gets arrowed for 5 seconds, it's amazing.
Yeah.
But
10 seconds
Yeah, that's a
remaining.
good point, actually. I mean, Phoenix could get Ags himself as well and just egg Ursa, you
5
know, and just
seconds remaining.
potentially ruin
Yeah.
the game.
I mean, Phoenix gives them some good team fight, which is gonna mean less pressure on Ursa.
There's the Lesh
They do-
and
they do
Omni.
pick the
Wow.
Lesh.
Evil geniuses
Okay.
This
turn
Lesh is
to
going to
pick.
be really strong mid-game. Like,
Venomancer.
okay, Venom's a good solution. If you Gale before Repel hits you, it stays on.
Yep.
So Gale is going to be really important towards making sure Empire doesn't just chase down evil geniuses because they're gonna have a Lesh that's repelled. They're gonna have a Bristleback that's hard to kill. Omni's gonna be backing them up. Shadow Demon is gonna be backing up the Omni. They basically are doing exactly what they did last game: double defensive support and heroes that can run at them.
Do you think EG wanted Omni?
It's not amazing versus Shadow Demon. It's okay.
Well, it's more just to have the repel on Ursa constantly.
I mean, repel on any core is good, and I guess it does allow him to not have to buy BKB. It's definitely very good, but he's still going to be lacking some disable.
But then again, they do have Shadow Demon who can
Exactly.
take off the Omni stuff. So.
Yes. So it's kind of good, but it's kind of not good.
10 seconds.
I'm not sure if it was the right choice if they would have gone for that. I really like Empire's
5
draft, though. I think it's pretty solid, but EVG also has a very good team fight. They're going to have Poison Nova, they're going to have Phoenix ulti, and the hero distribution on the Radiant team is what? A couple ranged heroes, 3 ranged heroes, and who's our last hero? Omni. So 2 melees, 3 ranged, but Mirana can amp attack speed
Prepare for
with
battle.
leap, so I think Empire has decent Phoenix solutions here. And I just honestly think that Lashrak's going to be a terror this game. He is weak to Ursa, though. They've got that going for them. He's very weak to single target physical damage. Not very weak, but he's moderately weak to it. They're going to have the solution in the Omni Knight. He's going to have to buy Diffusal Blade again this game. There's no way he doesn't.
You're talking about Ursa, right?
Yes.
So chances that Arteezy builds the exact same way.
I think there's a very, very, very low chance that he builds Ags again. There are stuns. Like Ags would be great against a Mirana arrow if he's getting 5-second arrowed, but it's not worth 4,000 gold.
Is it 80% damage mitigation? Yeah, 80% damage mitigation for 4 seconds against the Lesh that's farmed is pretty helpful. But then again, you do get BKB in that case.
It's not. No, you're arguing the wrong way. You're basically arguing for what Enrage already does. You need to argue for what Ags does.
Oh, you're talking about for Ags where it take off the stun.
This is all Ags does,
Yeah,
to my
that's
knowledge.
true.
I might be wrong. It lowers the cooldown from 30 seconds to 18 seconds at level 3. And it lets you remove a stun. If you're stunned, you can use Enrage, which is potentially very useful, but that's not worth 4,000 gold. It's not worth it. You could get a BKB for the same cost, and then you just don't get stunned in the first place. A BKB is by far more preferential, especially against a Lesh who's dealing out a ton of magic damage.
Oh, okay.
Time to burn.
Universe almost taken that bounty rune, but a little bit too. I think it was a little
He
too
was
early.
off. I think his positioning was actually wrong. He
You
kind
can't
of
pick it up in that range.
He kind of wrapped around it. Yeah, you have to be pretty close to it.
Okay.
It has to be like very close to your hero model, I think. I think he was just slightly off.
Wow, a very early smoke here from Empire. They have the Disruption arrow combo ready to go. They'll probably go for mid. FN doesn't have a lot of kill potential level 1 unless he can get a ton of stacks of these quill sprays, and we'll see how this is going to work out.
It's a year-old combo right here, going for the arrow. But why did he run up so far?
They stutter stepped a bit. You get an easier disruption into an arrow. There we go. Right clicks and quill spray. Sumail looks to be dead, and first blood goes the way of the Bristleback.
That was real sloppy. Funnick walked all the way in and was like, "Oh, whoops! I just broke smoke. I guess we have to go in." They still grabbed it.
Top lane,
needed
Kavos
kill.
taking tons of damage to Arteezy and
they're gonna
company.
die this
He pops the Fairy Fire. Arteezy going to take a lot of damage from the tier 1. PPD will
Nice.
get the kill.
That was really well done. Fury Swipes obviously stacks to repel. The only mistake that Arteezy maybe made is he should have eaten that tree because that was the one that he was going to juke on, but they made it work. Got the Gale down, and they get a kill.
And that, as the arrow connects on Sumail mid, by the way, but that actually is the exact example you brought up, the fact that Gale will continue to slow even if you repel afterwards.
Yep.
And we saw that come into effect right there. Of course, he doesn't have boots either. That makes it even worse.
You know what? Actually, what he should have done is, I don't know if he skilled repel at that stage, but he should have had Degenerate. That might have kept him alive.
Oh, that's, yeah.
Because repel actually stops no damage except for the venomous Gale damage, which doesn't do that much. It was like 50 damage.
Going to find PPD. PPD does have another Gale to work with, but
You can't zone him anymore, I don't think.
yeah, with the level 1 purification, dealing pure damage and being an overall nuisance for anybody that's up close and personal. Bristleback in the meantime, 3.5 versus Sumail's. He's about 3. He's not super far behind because it just was, you could TP in pretty much right off the bat after that death. What do you think of Bristle versus Lina just in general, 1v1? Like, forget about the first blood.
It
a
should be
weird
Lina.
matchup.
It should be Lina advantage. But with the first blood going to Bristle, he's already got a bottle advantage, and he's about to get boots. So he's gonna have a boots and bottle. If you get an item ahead, basically the bottle versus the boots over a hero, then he has to play a lot more safe. If he knows Bristle's gonna be faster than him at all times, and he's also got a bottle to deal with the harass, then it just gets so hard.
But that first blood really delayed Sumail's bottle. He's
Yeah.
still 200 away from finishing that.
And that's why it was smart that they did this, because it guaranteed a small item advantage. It had to be Bristle getting the first blood in a lot of ways, but if he gets the first blood, it gives him a bottle advantage over his opponent. That may be so much an experience, but that experience will translate because Bristle will be able to win with that item advantage.
They're going for another kill, by the way. But they're on opposite sides. The arrow connects. They don't even need the disruption setup, and Sumail is dead again, in all likelihood at least. Will miss the LSA, but the right clicks will commence.
Oh, he almost
Funnick
got him.
lives with about 20 HP. That would have been a nice kill for Sumail, but again, now he loses money. 116 gold. He was actually only like 150 away, but I think he bought like a TP and other things.
That's rough.
Right before he died.
Sumail is a player that can come back, though.
Oh,
This
for
is-
sure.
This is what he does, man. If he can come back, then he's going to be really happy, but it's got to be...
Really? He's gonna
Yeah,
He's gonna be
thanks,
real
Bridge.
happy.
It's going to be real happy, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be really difficult. Like, he's just constantly going to get
Dire's
pressured.
middle
It's going to
tower is
be
under attack.
disruptions and arrows for the rest of the game.
Yeah, and like you talked about, the Yule setup isn't going to be as effective as it usually is because of disruption again. Do you
Exactly.
think
And
you
on
might
him.
go for like just a
Dire's
straight up
middle tower is under
Shadow
attack.
Blade, no Yules, and just
Aim
insta-give
for the
somebody?
supports.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea, actually. Yeah, he could potentially come with them back because killing Omni is really important. Killing Shadow Demon is almost as important.
Do you skip Yules in that case, though? That's the question. Because that seems so standard on Lina.
Yeah, he also kind of needs Yules in some way.
I mean, it's good
Time.
defensively still, so I guess
Oh,
it's
can I
not like
catch
it's
Universe?
completely wasted. Universe?
Oh,
He's actually,
yeah,
is he
they don't know.
stuck? Oh, he has the quelling.
They think that
Radiant's
he
middle
got away.
tower
Yeah.
is under attack.
Understandable. Universe, or sorry, Arteezy is pretty low, level 4 here. Getting harassed by Funnick a little bit.
Who turned up the heat?
Yeah, about to hit level 5, and we'll see if they go for a really early Roche again, which I mean, is pretty standard for Ursus in general. He's going to health salve up now. I like the fact that it's Empire that has the Phoenix wards, and they're going against Phoenix himself.
Just talking about wards now.
Oh,
Hey, you
is
see
this one in?
see this observer ward down here?
Yeah, I see it.
This is called a gold. Or I'm sorry, it's a
Gold.
it is a different name. Egypt
Are you
gold.
sure it's like a
It's called Egypt.
malachite?
Nope, it's called Egypt gold.
Stupidest
It's
names
actually a
ever.
new. It came in the last Gem
Oh,
TV
they're
patch.
adding updates. Good.
Yep, they do very slowly and badly translated. Shack bag. The
Shack-
great cyborg
Oh,
Mac
is
Courier.
that Shack Bark? Yeah.
Yeah, it's Shack bag. Get it right,
Shack
dude.
Bag. Okay,
It's the only one I
that's a
ascribe
pretty
to.
good alternate name. I think everything should have an alternate name, so I
Okay.
wouldn't be against that. Leshrac level 6. We haven't even seen that combination yet, by the way.
Close.
Yeah, they're both taking some damage to the right clicks of Ursa. But, I mean, we talked about disruption into Era, but there's also disruption into Split Earth, and that's pretty dirty.
Yeah.
As bottom lane, Aloha Dance getting initiated on. There's a nice disruption defensively, and Fear at half HP has Soul Catcher applied. And if they can land one stun, do they even need it? Aloha Dance, they're getting voided up. They're going to find the kill.
He's selling it?
It's going to be a
He's dead.
1-for-1, though. Universe, in the meantime, will dodge the
Radiant's
Shadow
top
Poison. And
tower
oh my
is
god,
under
is
attack.
Goret's dead? Lives with about 40 HP to that last tower hit.
SD plus Lesh as a core and a support is so good. Like, if he gets focused like that. you just-
Bristleback died, but
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
dang.
simultaneously.
Is that.
Wait, who killed him? Lina him. Wow, that's
All
a
right,
huge
there it is.
kill for
He's really
Sumail.
happy right now because he came back.
He's really happy, guys.
Yes.
Does Sumail get happy? I don't know. I've never seen him smile, actually, now that I
Um,
think about
What
it.
about that one picture where he's wearing a fedora? He was smiling. in that one.
That's true. I do remember that.
What about when he won $1 million?
No,
That
he
was-
didn't. No, he didn't smile.
All right, I'm sure he smiled at something.
Although all I could really notice was the pillow, the neck pillow.
Yeah. Okay.
Dire's bottom tower
That thing
is
has
under
some
attack.
character. He needs to bring that back for sure.
Dire's structures
I'm gonna
are
agree with that.
fortified.
I love Shadow Demon Lesh though because during the stun duration you're still dealing damage with Pulse Nova and Diabolic Edict as well, so they actually can't stand near him. It's kind of
How's
like
he
Death
leveling?
Prophet.
Oh wow, he actually maxed Diabolic Edict. Nice.
Yeah. The Lightning Storm is not nearly as good as it was before. I think it's also just a bad game for it. You're against a Phoenix who can dive through it, an Ursa who can remove the slow. I just like Edict a lot better for the damage and the tower pushing. Obviously, he rotates. Oh, no, I'm sorry, that's bottom to the top lane. They're looking for arrows.
Bottom. Here right now, level 5. It is nighttime, of course. He's going to run right
Dire's
into
bottom
Funnick.
tower is under
Good crippling
attack.
Fear Void, but he's the one that's afraid, which
Who-
is ironic because his name is Fear.
Well, he wouldn't have killed him either way because Omni could have rotated in time and heal repelled, but.
I mean, it's almost daytime too, so he hasn't really found a whole lot to work with. He has 1 assist at this point.
Doing
As
fine,
a
though.
support Night Stalker,
They're gonna go.
it's the second nighttime that you really start to
Are they rushing?
see his power. I think they
they're
are
rushing.
rushing, yeah.
Fear can tank this quite well. He's got 8 armor.
He can also scout out.
Oh, or
which I
they're
think he's
just
doing.
doing Roche while they also gank with the
Oh,
storm.
wow. Creating
Smart.
space. That's pretty nice. Patizi's going to attempt to solo Roshan. Goretz actually knows
Oh,
what's
he spotted
happening.
it.
Got the Shadow Poison Disruption Onto Sumail as Fear comes in, taking some damage from Aloha Dance, but Aloha Dance is the one that drops. And Goret's next on the list, attempting to run away, does not have disruption for the 15 seconds, and Laguna Blade unleashed for Sumail as Arrow completely misses in the Roche pit.
This is so well done by EG.
That was really nice.
Comboing together makes the biggest difference. I mean, it's taken a while to kill Roche, but they're going to get it now. He's got plenty of stacks. Every hit does like 400 damage or something.
Doesn't
600.
bother using his ult at all to add stacks. One more right click will
Chain
do
bash?
it.
Okay. If he gets the Aegis, Tranquil Boots up on Shadow Demon. Empire did a great job too predicting that. They Shadow Poison at the right time, but smoking with your cores was so smart.
Okay, I would actually have preferred the Aegis to go to Sumail in this case. I think Lina is a much better carrier. Unless you're going to get super aggressive.
I kind of agree, man.
Like
we talked about this last game too.
It's not just HP, it's mana as well. And just casting a full combo puts him down to like 30% mana. And he dies so much easier. Kind of depends how he uses the Aegis though. If he grabs it and he goes and fights Leshrac and kills Leshrac, he's going to be low HP at that point.
I mean, like last game, for example, he got the Aegis and didn't use it. He just used it to create space, I guess, and farms. But that game, they didn't really have a good Aegis carry regardless. But now they kind of do in Sumail. But I think as the later the game goes, perhaps you start giving it to Sumail once he has that Yules, which he's definitely going for right now.
Depends on his item build. He's actually positive in kills right now. He's playing great. Small mistake from Shadow Demon here. He, by the top ward here, he actually walked within vision of the tier 2 tower. And that's going to put him in a bad spot, because now they're going to be able to reward it. But they're not committing to the push anyways.
Arrow.
PBD is not
PBD is going to tank it.
They go on him. It's kind of...
That's pretty scary. I mean, with University, I don't think you can go for something like that.
Sumail's in a perfect spot. He might triple stun.
Yeah. Like, screw Shadowblade. I just get an Invis rune. He can blow somebody up pretty much right off the bat. But of course, Goretz is there with disruption. It would be a tough... Bristleback would be a toughie.
They might just go on him now, because they're going to see that the other heroes aren't there. Yeah, they're just going to kill him. Right? Right?
Nope.
Why not?
They respect each other too much, Purge. This is a huge game. Best of 3. Game 3. Loser goes to the lower bracket of Captain's Draft 3.0. Loons are about to spawn. We might see a fight here. Universe going towards Midas. Still a ways away, of course.
Very standard build. The Iron Talon's not terrible either, just because it increases his armor by 2 and his armor is extremely low. Doesn't have very good ability to farm. And if he does, it costs a lot of really high cooldown spells, like Fire Spirits. So.
Of course, he has the Tranquils as well, so sitting on +5 armor at the moment.
It sounds like a lot, but it's really not much.
Well, it's better than the one he has base, right?
Yes.
So, okay, what does he go for here after Midas?
In a lot of cases...
Shiva's is pretty... Do you get it that fast, or is that like a secondary item?
Shiva's can be rushed, it's fine. You can go Atos, you can get a Yule Scepter if they have silences that you have to deal with. You could even do something crazy and get like a Diffusal Blade, maybe.
That's crazy.
Anything to deal with the Omni, basically, because they don't necessarily want to just have to rely on Ursa doing that. Again, he's not going to have nearly as much farm as he did last game because he doesn't have Empower, so having support deal with that is sometimes a good option.
Yeah, Fear pops to Darkness, fearing that he might get initiated upon. Universe is here for backup. Could technically initiate himself, as the arrow will fly, but won't find any target.
Dude, the levels on Empire supports are really bad this game. Shadow Demon's still level 3. This is not a good place to be in for Empire.
Yeah, EG with a 3k XP advantage right now. Net worth as far as gold's concerned is pretty much even, though.
The reason this is important and why Sumail is so happy right now is because when the supports focus on the mid so much, they really get behind in terms of experience. And the fact that he was able to get kills after that, he catches up entirely on the experience that Empire sacrificed to put him in that bad position. So now he's caught up, he's going at least even, and the supports are behind. This like completely changes the scope of the game and puts Empire really behind.
Yeah, Sumail's Yules is basically done here. Just has to go pick it up. Universe in the meantime. Have yet to see an egg yet. You talked a bit about there's not really direct synergy or anything like that, but how Empire's right clicks versus the egg, not amazing. I mean, Bristleback's decent because of Warpath, but
well, Warpath doesn't give you attack speed; it gives you damage. So, but
it gives you move speed, right?
Okay, yeah. So he can get closer to the egg. They have 3 ranged heroes. They've got leap as well, so they have some attack speed. I would love to see like a drum on somebody, but they're actually all really underfarmed.
I think you're definitely going to see AC this game on the Bristleback.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Looks like he's going great. BKB first, unless this is going to be an SNY.
SNY probably. If you're playing core Bristol, it's almost always SNY.
His move speed's gonna be out of control. Do you get the 522 with like 2 stacks of Warpath and
No, not that much.
SNY?
Dyer's
It's quite a
middle
bit.
tower
Fear.
is
Oh, he's
under
gonna find
attack.
Aloha Dance. Void into Crippling Fear. Do they have any way to cancel the TP? Absolutely not.
Great TP there. There's not a lot of stuns on EG. It's basically just Void and Selena. That's it. So pretty safe for the Radiant team just to teleport if they get in trouble. Plus they'll have Repel. They're just really underfarmed though. Like the only heroes that actually has items. Oh, they might. They should get this. Oh, they messed up. They just wasn't quite watching. He had to Shadow Poison immediately there to get that kill.
Shadows take
Oh, we have Moonlight Shadow applied disruption
Radiant's middle tower is under
on his
attack.
team. Fear, I should
No,
say.
that's just 2.
Tower is
Both?
under attack.
Taking a little bit of damage.
No, I don't even think he
Selena's new.
knew that he caught 2 heroes there.
Oh, arrow. Not going to hit anybody. Universe has the egg available. Can he get it off in time? No. Will drop to the deck before hitting that R button, unless he's using legacy keys, which he probably is because pros are very stubborn. PPT in the
it's
meantime,
me.
lightning stormed up. 2 stacks of Shadow Poison Gorets. And we have a pause,
All
ladies
right.
and gentlemen.
I think they just won the fight though. Wait, nope. There's a disruption on Shadow Demon. He's going to cancel it now, and he's going to use it on Omni Knight. That was the perfect time for a pause. I'm not even kidding. As long as he gets to cancel his disruption, they can still win the fight. Goretz is going to die though.
Yeah.
He's going to get.
Is he
he's gonna
using it
get
on
ultied.
himself right now?
I'm going to guess it's going to be on Sumail because they're probably trying to set up a Lesh stun. So if it goes, I guess if it goes on Sumail, it works as well because then he just splitters him.
All right, we'll see. Goretz unpausing now and doesn't even. Oh, he gets the disruption, but like you said, it was on
Oh, the
Sumail.
Yules.
Pavost get Laguna bladed to the back of the head. Aloha Dance stuck in the middle of everybody and drops as a result to 3 for 2 at the current point in time. Funnick on the run. Absolutely no mana to work with as darkness is popped. Bristleback in the meantime has some Fury Swipes applied. Arteezy better be careful. He's taking a lot of physical damage.
Oh, there's
He's going
a-
to right click to the back and get the kill. Mans up and wins that 1v1.
No kidding. So fight completely changes. Like the disruption on Lina didn't do enough. Instantly Shadow Demon died. And he was able to use the Lesh to prevent the Split Earth from going out. So he happened to be turned the right direction there, and it worked out nicely. So that gets Leshrac, wastes his time, and Ursa is able to kill Leshrac, counter to Leshrac. And a really good fight from EG there. They're up 9-5 now, and another experience graph, their gold graph just
Radiant's
completely
middle
jumped.
tower is under attack.
Yeah, well, about 2k in their lead at the moment. Aloha Dance has that ult activated, doing a little bit of damage to Sumail. Sumail again invisible. No, he does not have a Shadow Blade. Just keeps picking up these invis runes.
Finds him a lot. He's going to go Aether Lens next and increases the range of all of his spells. And also the Yule's range. Be pretty nice. It's a pretty standard
What was the
Lina build.
nerf to Yules? What was the range?
It was like, same as Hex, it was like 900, 875, 850, something like that. It was very far. It's basically like far past cast range. So now that it's shorter, a little harder to land.
Sumail, LSA, and Laguna Blade. Aloha Dance did not stand a chance, especially with Pavos out of range for a repel.
This just messes up all of Empire's momentum because that's their carry, man. Like they need their Leshrac to be tanky and stay alive, but because they've messed him up before he's able to get his soul booster finished, he's only got an extra 200 HP from point booster. So Lina is going to remain good against Leshrac until he finishes the Bloodstone. And
Radiant's
Lina's
bottom
so far
tower
ahead
is
now
under
that she's
attack.
just going to scale appropriately. But if
Radiant's
Lesh had a good
structures
game,
are
he
fortified.
could get Bloodstone fast, he could get a fast cloak, maybe make a Glimmer Cape or a Hood or something, and then Lina is less of a threat. But because Sumail's ahead, he's just going to keep staying ahead.
Radiant's
All right, who
bottom
picks up the
tower
Veil
is
on EG? Because I think it's pretty much core this game on either the Veno or the Phoenix.
I would put it on Veno
Dyer's
personally.
middle
I mean,
tower
Phoenix
is
can
under
purchase it,
attack.
but I guess Veno went Arcane, so maybe he won't buy it. I think the Veil build on Veno is really easy, is really solid and really easy build up. But with him having Veil, maybe they'll put on Universe instead. Universe just got his Midas, so he's just starting his farm. Could be either one of them, but I agree they should build it.
Tier 1 tower. Attempting to be pushed by Empires. The repel is going to be applied to FM. What level repel is that? That is level 3. It will last 10 seconds. Only a 4-second downtime. I actually did not realize it was only a 2-second downtime at level 4. That's pretty damn good.
What did you think it was?
I
You
thought
knew
it,
that
I-
was done.
Oh, I thought it was like a 4-second for level 4.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's maybe it could be nerfed, but I think it's fairly balanced.
I mean, he's barely played CM. So.
Exactly. Like he's very strong in pubs, but this is a perfect example of
Radiant's
beating an
top
Omni Knight.
tower
You
is under
know when
attack.
it's the right time to burst. You kind of know where Omni is, so you know if it's safe to go for kills. But pub players don't look at the map much, and they go for kills when Omni's there, and then he turns their fight around, and then you lose the game.
A
basically.
random ass arrow hitting Arteezy in the jungle with 0 vision, it looks like. As Night Stalker's going to take out Lesh
My
pretty much
God.
no issue. My God, that was a 2v1.
Yeah.
Sumail didn't even have to expend his Laguna Blade.
Or his Yules. He actually just did a stun follow-up. That kind of pressure is just going to win the game entirely for EG. If he keeps dying like that, game's over. Like, because Bristle can carry, but it's not as straightforward. Lesh had great synergy this game with Omni and Shadow Demon, but he keeps getting found solo. And it's nighttime. I don't know if he used ult to make it nighttime and then went for the kill or what, but their ward's in a good position. It probably spot Lesh, and then they went for the kill.
Well, Bristleback is top net worth, as you kind of were alluding to, but the fact that the rest of his team is way down there, we have 3 EG members in between him and number 2 on Empire. The distribution as far as farm is concerned is not there for Empire whatsoever. And
Radiant's middle
I don't know.
tower is under
It's not gonna get better.
It's tough to really get super duper carry mode here, especially against the heroes like PPD that can just slow him.
Yeah, I mean, he might get his Veno kill. Okay, he hits really hard.
Okay, Universe.
That was...
Not much he can do other than just watch his teammate die.
And he had Arcane Rune. It's one of the best runes on Bristle because
Oh, I didn't even realize
he
that.
just
That's
accelerates
true.
damage so much.
21 mana for
Dire's middle
Quill
tower
Spray and
is under
a
attack.
2.1 second cooldown.
And he can do every 1 second. That's some talent, man.
That's good stuff.
The other thing that's just hurting Empire so bad is that their offlaners an Omni Knight.
Dire's
And
middle
Omni Knight
tower
basically
has fallen.
transitions into a support. And that's basically what Havos is going to play for the rest of the game, is support Omni Knight. He'll have a
Oh,
mech, but...
Sumail finds Aloha Dance. Bye-bye. Jeez.
So this is what's going to happen. Empire has 3 heroes that are basically supports.
Wait, was he in Viz again?
Dire's middle tower
He
is
was.
under
He was in.
attack.
That's the 3rd Invis rune.
So basically free Shadow Blade.
He doesn't need it. That's actually insane. 3 Invis runes in one game.
So Empire has 3 heroes that are pretty much supports. EG has pretty much 5 heroes that can scale into damage and contribution. So if EG just continues to get kills and they back off and never fight, they just win this game. And that's what they're going to aim to do. As long as they control Roche as well, then they're in a pretty safe spot.
Did they? I don't even remember. Was Aegis even used?
I don't
Or
think so.
similar to last game? Right? Okay. And
They
well,
don't-
Arteezy's going to clean this up pretty good. There's no way Empire can do anything about this now.
They just don't have to force fights. They got the tier 1 tower on the bottom of the map. They took Empire's first tower, which means they can spend time in their jungle. They just literally never have to do anything other than farm. They're just going to keep farming, try not to die, get a couple kills, and they will get out farmed.
Arteezy will take the Aegis again. Kind of fearing the potential team fight for Empire just running in, but they have vision, so I don't know. As Empire is just forced back, and playing against
Oh, Arteezy's
Darkness
gonna
is
go
just an absolute pain, especially when you're behind. As Arteezy gonna find Aloha Dance, will not go for it. As LSA connects on FM, getting healed up from Purification. Arrow will miss. Sumail has a Vitality booster.
If you could Gale somebody, they're going to fight for sure.
FN really wants to get somebody. Finds Fear, blowing him up. His Laguna Blade is used to just destroy Aloha Dance again. The Leshrac, your mid, is just dead at the beginning of this fight, and Sumail kiting to a high degree. Kawos finally gets his ult off. Sumail ulted by Shadow Demon in the meantime, but 2 for 1 Universe's Egg actually pops, and Goretz is next on the list. It's 3 dead. Not looking good for Empire. As Funnick is going to be next. Bristleback might be able to get out because of that Bristleback
Radiant's
passive,
middle
but
tower has fallen.
he's just not doing enough damage at this point.
Man, how do you win this? Empire just hit 6 on Shadow Demon at like 18 minutes. Like, it was so delayed. They just did all this roaming. I really wish... I feel like they could have gotten more levels out of Shadow Demon this game if they just did a lot of stacks in between their ganks or something. But now it's just clear that EG's stupidly far ahead. They got all of these kills off on Leshrac. He still isn't past a point booster. And he's dying to the smallest combo. He's at the point now where he dies to 1 hero instead
Yeah,
of 2.
that's rough. Well, in the meantime, for EG side, they're just basking in the glory that is the farm. Fear picks up an Agnum Scepter at 20 minutes as a
support.
4. Disgusting. Ursa, in the meantime,
You can
gets
go
a
eggs this
Diffusal
game.
Blade.
It's an eggs game.
Well, you
It's a triple eggs game,
pretty
I
sure
think.
you can go Dagon if you want. You can literally pick up anything. You can get 4 sets of boots. There's the Bloodstone, though, so he was
Okay.
saving a bit.
Okay, so he had some pieces. Speaking of, he went Rod of Atos. I saw him
There's
with the
double
bit
Rod of
booster on
Atos.
Lena,
Yeah.
and I was like, is that an Atos? And I was like, nah, it's probably just a Bloodstone. But the Atos is kind of cool with Aether Lens. The range gets increased by 200. It's one of the most
Radiant's
efficient
bottom tower
stat,
is under
as in
attack.
value you get for it items in the game. Gives you 350 health and 30 intelligence. It's like more... It costs 300 more than a Mystic Staff, and it gives you a 5 extra int. Plus it gives you health and an active. It's one of the most efficient items in the game.
I think it's going to be the first time that I will see Atos 2 times on the same team. Phoenix is getting it as well. He's Vitality.
Okay.
3 inches. Arteezy positions himself to destroy the Bristleback. Disruption's a little too late. And in fact, we'll get the Shadow Demon killed as a result.
And this is why they got it. It's a great item against melee cores. Against Bristle, like, Lesh isn't a problem anymore. Lesh's game is over from his ability to, like, super carry. Now they just have to make sure Bristle doesn't get damaged.
As Arteezy gets a double kill, apparently. Where the hell is Mirage? There's the
They're moving
Atos
around,
coming
man.
into fray. Aloha Dance, Laguna Blade used to take him out. Kavos too late to the party, gets silenced up. Yeah, I would not. Yeah, I was gonna say GG's in all likelihood will be called, and EG just dominating game 3.
They really did. That was incredible play by them. They just completely
That was
beat
after
up
the
the
gank
Leshrac,
level
and-
1, killing Lina, and then just
Yeah,
like that.
Sumail got pressured.
Jeez.
The couple of the crucial moments. First one was where Lina solo killed Bristle. By doing that, he got at least a level back, I'm sure, plus a lot of gold advantage. And with that, he used that to pressure Leshrac. If Bristle doesn't die there, and Sumail doesn't get mad and come back, then all of a sudden Lesh gets less death. Lesh can participate in team fights more. Maybe Empire can force a fight, and the game changes. But because Lina got that kill back, all those early resources that Shadow Demon and Mirana used led them to be behind in levels, and then it let him get all those kills. It just did so much. And EG just makes the game easy at that stage. And Omni shows why he's not a very good hero if you're losing.
Yeah.
Like, he just gets way behind.
So just a quick update here, guys, as the next series will be tomorrow. Vega versus Lions is going to be at 15 CET, so we have to get up super early here in Arizona, which is 7 a.m. MST. And tomorrow will be 3 series, but let's go over to the couch as they take over the post game. As we are waiting. Now we're getting ready, and now we are going to go very soon. They're waiting.
Thank you, Suns fan, for that very clean and crisp transition. Welcome back to the couch. I'm really looking forward to our special guest.